Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the first episode ever of Growing Shadows. My name is John, and I would like to welcome all of you to our inaugural stream for this. Really quick, just want to say a very brief shout out to our sponsor, Space Cadets Gaming, and also I want to mention that sorry, things are bouncing around over here, but I just want to mention that if you're interested in picking up a copy of the Ninja Crusade 2nd Edition, which is the game that we will be playing tonight, there is a special charity event going on DriveThru RPG right now called Fight Fire with Games. And if you pick up the fantasy bundle, it has this game in it, and the money from the sale of that will be going to help with Australian wildfires. So Fires. And with that, I think that is a perfect moment for us to go ahead and get this thing started. So let's kick that video.
All right.
Well, welcome back. So, this is me, of course, and our table for Growing Shadows, our Ninja Crusade 2nd Edition actual play. We're going to do an intro, and we're going to go ahead and get into our game pretty quickly here. I don't know if my players remember, but I had asked at one time for everybody to think.
Crumbs, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Again.
Think about a very visceral memory. Something that ignites one sense, but you can kind of remember it a little bit with another. Give you an idea. For me, and I'll wax very quickly on this, and the reason being, memories from when we were children oftentimes are very strong, and there's something about them. Like for me, I remember cotton candy when I was a kid. I can still think of the word and think of the smell. I mean, the smell comes to my mind immediately. The feel of the stickiness on my fingers, the taste, that kind of weird film that gets on your teeth. Does anybody have any memories of that? Or a memory, something that...
Has anyone ever had
cotton candy before? No. Does anybody have any memories that are kind of visceral like that kind of brings you back to that moment in your childhood? Because after all, we are playing.
We are.
Children.
You're not. Well, I guess maybe sometimes you are.
I'm always a child.
And I'm assuming we're talking in reference to our character.
No,
to us.
To us personally.
Yeah, we're just trying to get in kid mode. I'll go ahead and go with one that John actually was one that he didn't use, but it's not incorrect. Oh no, you know what? I have my own. I have my own. So something that reminds me of something in my childhood is the smell of roasting coffee beans. And when I was a kid, living up in Kansas City, there was a Folgers plant downtown, and there would be a point when you're driving into downtown that you would start to smell that is just this permeating scent of roasting coffee beans. And I remember going down there because my mom worked downtown at the bank. And I remember going down there and going to, and Dad and me bringing her lunch or something after I got out of preschool or something. And I have a lot of memories associated with that smell and just being in a downtown area. And I remember the building she worked in was, it looked like a mirrored cube. In fact, I think they called it the cube because it was just it looked like this glass cube downtown. But, I have memories of being in my dad's old car. He had a 1985 Mercury Capri.
Nice.
So I remember that.
And of course, you are.
Oh yeah, I'm Roxanne Thompson. I am playing Fujishita Kyou. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll meet him a little bit more as time goes on.
Yeah. Anybody else have any memories like that? No.
Yes, I do have one. So
no talk for you.
Sorry,
Steven.
I didn't realize if I interrupted you or not.
No, it's all right. I had a very unremarkable childhood. So I don't really.
Congratulations!
I have no memories.
You survived.
You made it this far.
But yeah, for me, it's attached to stairs.
Okay.
There was a moment in my childhood where the stairs in the house that I used to live in was carpeted stairs, and I was attempting to walk down them, and I ended up slipping and rolling down halfway down the stairs. Stopped myself on the railing, picked myself back up, and then slipped again, and then rolled the rest of the way down, and then planted my head in the drywall.
My goodness!
At the base of the stairs, right between two studs.
Oh, wow.
So
lucky on that part.
I was very lucky. But the memory is ingrained in both my head and my mother's.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I can't help but remembering it every now and again when I'm staring at the back door of my house that's at the bottom of the stairs.
Nice.
There you go. Anybody else have something like that they can share? I can give you another example if you want something more.
Well, I mean, I guess I have a lot of memories of just being in school.
Yeah.
Like a school library. The thing that I remember most, I guess, from that is you remember when they had that thing where you would read a book and then you would go on the computer to take a little test on that book to make sure whether or not you read it, and then they would give you points for that, and then at the end of the year or whatever, whoever had the most points got some kind of reward that I don't remember what it is because I never cared for reading as a kid. I did them because we had to.
Man, summer reading program was my jam.
I'm not a reader. I was a video game boy.
That's
I
fine.
liked to do that.
That's fine. I'm a game boy.
Oh, yeah. No, I when I was working in education, all the kids that, with the department I worked in, having to figure out the book levels that they could read. Oh, yeah.
Before we get too far, what's your character's name? Did you say it?
Oh, I did not say it. My character's name is Takumi Izunagi.
Right. And, of course...
I'm Steven. My character's name is Chetsuo Kawasaki. Chet for short.
Nice. Oh, and I'm Sam, by the way. I'm remembering everything backwards.
That's all right. That's all right.
You're remembering who you are.
It gets more comfortable. The only reason I remember what order to do things is because we've been doing a stream for a while. So
yeah.
First couple were really ragged.
It always is.
Do you have a memory, Justine?
I got one. It's not super deep. See, I thought the memories for our characters, so I made a little backstory thing and everything.
Oh.
But I can talk about me too. I thinking about fresh cut grass. That smell always kind of hits me, not in a bad way. I just I like it, and I remember mowing the lawn as a kid, which was not something I particularly liked. But
we all had to do it, I'm sure.
But it brings me back, and I do like the smell. It's one of the more pleasant parts is afterwards you're like, this smells nice. And the grass is bleeding and
smells
cut
like
and
a
stuff.
job well done.
It was the grass was bleeding and it made me feel good. Wow, we just learned. This is why she didn't want to talk about herself, John. We need to remember that when she wants to only talk about her character. That's what we have to do.
What makes the
Coming
grass
out.
grow green?
Well, who is your character?
My character is Ranto Honda, and my name is Justine.
Segways.
Nice. Toan, you got one for us tonight?
I guess I'm the last one. So my name is Toan, and I would probably have to say that it would have to be my mother's home cooking. Right?
Oh, nice.
Now, that's I'm pretty sure that everyone can relate to that, but it's in my opinion is more relevant to me because of the fact that I'm Vietnamese American, and so whenever I'm out and about doing my daily stuff, I'm smelling burgers, I'm smelling a lot of Tex-Mex as well, but I don't smell as much Vietnamese food out there, and so that's what brings me back to home.
Awesome.
No, that's cool.
I was like, oh, I hope my mom doesn't watch this.
Don't you remember my cooking?
I do.
Vividly, Mom.
Actually,
Vividly.
my mom knows that I remember her cooking because I'm always like, Mom, I know I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I'm craving this thing that you used to make, and please tell me how to make it. And she's like, I don't know. I just threw stuff in a pot and cooked it, and you ate it. I was like, it was so good. I can't cook.
Can you throw it in the pot again?
Can you do it now? 600 miles away.
Yeah. But that's one of those things where memories can bring us all together. One for me that I think a lot of people experience fireworks. The the visual aspect of it, the smell of the gunpowder if you've ever been close, the feeling of that, the pressure in your chest when they go off. If you've ever been near the mortar lines on big firework displays. But there's one memory that maybe some of you in this room have had that will also tie you into your character. It's a memory that they're building right this moment. And that memory can be summed up in a single word.
Friendship.
No.
This isn't My Little Pony.
Dodgeball.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I knew somebody was going to say that word.
Yes.
But there's something about Dodgeball. If you've played it as a child, that horrible rubber ball that was filled with air, that sound when it struck something.
Yeah, it had like
it had a very specific sound.
It had a very metallic sound.
It had the sweat and pain and skin cells of a million generations of children on the exterior of that ball.
Yeah, a million generations of losers.
Yeah. But
I don't know how to feel about that, considering how many times it hit me in the face.
I know.
Yeah.
I was. One
I
of
know.
those.
I got clocked in the head once or twice.
that's a memory that you all may have had. Maybe not. Some of you may have never played Dodgeball.
Man.
Our viewers, you may have never played Dodgeball.
They did ban it by the time I was in junior high.
See, that was, for me,
The Dark Ages.
and how old I am, that was like my favorite day in gym class.
Mine too.
That was
Mine
the
too.
only good day in gym class, and then they took it away.
We
Yeah.
even played it in church.
Ours were not the big rubber ones. We had these little
trained
like
us young to throw things at
foam
people.
balls that would like fit in
Yeah,
our teeny tiny
we-
hands in elementary school.
I witnessed the transition from the rubber balls to the
spongy
foam
ones?
balls. I was like,
Oh
I
my
can't.
gosh.
I can't even throw this
Yeah, you can't even throw them.
correctly anymore.
That's
liked 'em.
terrible.
I liked them because they didn't hurt.
You had
well,
to squeeze all of the air out of them so that they would actually throw.
Yeah.
Be able to throw them a distance.
Yeah.
well, your characters are currently in the town of Danketsu playing Dodgeball. But this is not just playing. This is also training. You're in the middle of this town. I mean, think of your classic anime town in this kind of feudal era. There are several buildings around, villagers walking by, but there is a large spread of sand, and in the center of this area are bamboo shoots at various angles that have been driven into the ground, into an area that is kind of dense with this. There are paths or ways through. You can see, you can see straight through from one side to the other. But it's essentially this area that's 50 foot by 50 foot, just filled with
That's
that.
a pretty big area to play
Yeah.
dodgeball in.
And your characters
We're ninja.
are running through this, jumping off the bamboo, whatever it is, playing dodgeball with no boundary. That means that you can be as far or as close to each other. There is no dividing line stopping you from that you run up to and you throw the ball.
Oh, the bamboo's not the midline?
Oh no, you are in the bamboo.
Oh.
All of you are playing in this kind of faux bamboo forest, trying to nail each other with dodgeballs.
It reminds me of that. There's a scene in the Avatar cartoon where Aang is playing in what was like the air temple or whatever, and there's like that game section where it was all those stone pillars and just nothingness between all of them, and they were
okay.
bouncing around between all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminds me of.
That's probably very similar. Now, are there trees around us, or is it clear skies?
It is clear skies. These are just bamboo shoots sticking up at odd angles.
Okay, cool.
And of course, this is a cinematic style role play game. So this is your character's introduction, and I always feel that a character introduction should be kind of this cool moment where you get to describe yourself and what you're doing and how you're surviving this horrible melee. So going around the table, and we're going to start. Go ahead and tell us your name of your character, how and what they're doing in this game, and you're going to throw the ball at somebody else here at the table, and then they're going to discuss their character.
Yes, this is
So,
my jam.
let's go ahead, and we're going to start off with you, Toan. Tell us about your character and what he's doing in this grand melee.
This could be trouble.
I am just gonna say, I feel like he's probably hiding.
I was about to say he picked the perfect person to start off this whole thing with,
What if he's just secretly a
and
Hulk?
definitely not the guy who's good at aiming at stuff.
We don't know that for sure.
We don't know that yet.
I mean,
He could be secret.
Oh, he
secret
could.
ninja.
So my character is Huwaito guy, and
Oh my gosh.
what?
Nothing.
And he is well, he's just trying to find a hiding spot because he's not a good fighter.
okay.
Doesn't
He's
like this game. Doesn't like
smart.
things flying at him.
He's like, I'm gonna hide.
So maybe.
Where-
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a rock and I'm gonna hide under it.
Your
Awesome.
mom's gonna be really mad if you dent up those glasses.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
That's expensive.
So
Who do you see running past you?
Yeah. If the ball, let's just say the ball kind of rolls
Bing,
to a
bing,
stop
bing, bing.
like a few inches away from you, and you have to pick it up and this chunk it. Who are you going to chunk it at?
Is there?
Oh, what was it?
Sorry, I was going to ask if there was a singular ball, if there were multiple balls being
There is
tossed
a
around.
singular ball right this moment.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So if I will probably just end up, because I don't want to start anything, I'm just gonna kick it at the first thing that moves and then hide.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So what would be the first thing that moves?
Who's
got
this
the higher-
running through here?
Oh.
That would
I think
be
we know
me.
who the runner is.
Yeah.
There goes Chet.
Punt.
Proper form. Arms behind your back.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I'm running, arms behind my back, obviously.
Because it's aerodynamic.
Yeah. And
He's the only one.
well, I'm running so fast that my arms just can't keep up. That's
Yep.
that's what it implies.
Gives noodles for bones.
But this ball gets kicked at me, and while my hand's behind my back, I catch it and then bring it in front of me.
You hear a distant and very faint, "I'm sorry."
So
And then I stop, scan the area.
yeah, tell us what your character looks like.
Oh yeah.
My character has like sandy blonde hair, done really nice. Like it looks like
Not like Naruto's.
it looks like he just kind of like woke up, but it looks like he made it look like he just kind of like woke up. Like
I'm
I don't.
familiar with this hairstyle. It was very popular when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Formal bedhead.
Yeah. He wears what looks to be very like nice clothing, like very very nice fabric, but he cut the sleeves off, and it's very jagged where he cut it, like he just did it himself.
He's straight up like.
Underneath, he's just kind of wearing
Thug Life
like
chose him.
some kind of the equivalent of like a black T-shirt. Whatever the era appropriate equivalent is. Is this the kind of
This was like a black tunic.
is this
type
the kind of
thing.
area where it's like it's feudal, but for some reason you look in someone's house and they have a CRT, so it's just like, what time period does this take place in?
It's anime, so it could be
Not
anything.
so much. Now, I will say, just very briefly, that there is a nation that is beyond the borders that there are rumors of. That easiest way that I'm going to describe it for this moment is that the legends kind of make it akin to the Fire Nation in Avatar,
Okay,
where
yeah.
they have that level of technology.
All right, because that was one thing that like really always confused me in Naruto. It's like it's feudal, but that guy is using a TV.
Yeah.
Was
All
that a
right.
car?
So
Yeah.
I'm standing there, I'm scanning my surroundings. All of a sudden, I smell the air. And I look and I see. Very, very easy to find. I stare right into your eyes. And I'm like, Ranto. Today's the day. And I chunk the ball right at her.
My sworn enemy.
I think we're all his sworn enemies in this scenario.
I love it. Okay, well, I'm Ranto. I guess I feel that ball coming on. I feel the eyes of a very, very perturbed nemesis.
It's like a heat on your neck that you can't explain, and then you look and you're like, oh, it's Chet.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, that's why it felt like that. Okay. And I think as the ball's coming, I just I go, Camu, up! And I summon my dog, Camu, and he comes up and he grabs the ball in his mouth. From behind.
That's cheating.
No, it's not.
Is that you?
That's me
behind the
peeking out
bamboo?
from behind the bamboo. Dog.
That's right, guys. I have a dog.
Hi, dog.
So what does your character look like?
My character is barefoot. She's about 4'9", and she's kind of musky and dirty. She hangs out in the woods a lot. Underneath, kind of her farmer-centric attire, she kind of has the straw cloak and the farmer's hat. It's just kind of muscled up dark hair that kind of covers her eyes, and she's kind of like the anime Pigpen.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.
Who
so
do you throw the ball at?
you've got 2 targets that haven't had a chance yet.
Okay.
Or does Camu just run off with it and somebody has to snatch it?
Nah, Camu's better.
Drop it! Drop it!
He's better behaved than I am. Camu kind of tosses the ball to me, like the good boy that he is. And then I think I somebody peeping from the trees. And you just see I pull down my hat and I go, here we go. And I wind up and I go, and I just pound it your way.
Nice, nice. Well, I see it coming. And Kyou has been hiding behind this bamboo stalk, or this cluster of them, and mostly just pulling his hair back into the signature pineapple leaf dew that he tends to sport more often than not. And when he sees Camu grab the ball and then Ranto take it out, when it arrives at me, does it hit me, GM?
That is up to you. This is a intro scene.
I'm going to say that I caught it because I'm awesome. And I have 3 in catching, which is not a stat in this game.
You made me look.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't get points in catching.
So, but yeah, I catch it and then I drop it immediately because I'm like, oh, Camu! Because it's just got dog drool all over it.
But also the dirt off my hands that
yeah,
stuck to the
so
drool.
it's kind of gross now, and I'm like,
No dirt ball.
And so Camu, saw the way Chetsuo went and knows where Ranto is and is pretty sure he walked by guy hidden in the stalks down the way, and so he's on the hunt for Takumi. And is weaving in and out of the stalks until he thinks he smells. Cause you paint, right?
I do paint.
Thinks he smells like the smell of paint, and maybe a little of a paint thinner medium or something that is always following Takumi, and finds them.
Cologne.
Yeah. Finds them and peeks around, hides behind another stalk, and times the shot perfectly, and launches the ball at Takumi.
Okay.
Okay, so Takumi, what do you look like?
So I'm Takumi Izunagi. I have bright orangish red hair, kept in a messy ponytail-esque do to keep it out of my face, along with the bandana that he has tied around the top of his head to keep bangs out of his face. He's dressed fairly casually. It looks like what he's wearing is probably both what he wears on a consistent basis and what he sleeps in. just because he's lazy. There is always a paintbrush that has bristles missing from it, tucked behind one of his ears.
Nice.
Huge, big, goofy grin, lots of freckles. Big eyes, just very expressive. So when you throw the ball, what you see is what you think is Takumi.
Oh.
But it's actually a dummy that he's made.
Oh. And that's why it smells so much like paint.
Yes.
Crumbs.
Because he painted a face on the bamboo and everything.
Oh, man. All right.
And then I walk out from, like, behind some other bamboo next to it after the ball has fallen onto the ground. And I look at you and I grab the ball and nice shot. My turn.
Oh my god.
And Kyou takes off.
So I'll hop up on top of some of the bamboo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look for how do you say your name again, Toan? Huwaito?
Guy.
Guy?
Is the first name. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look around for Guy. And I will use my my years of training in marksmanship to just beam him in the back of the head.
Nice.
Okay.
Rude.
I would be the first
From
one to
my advantage, from my height advantage, of course.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to narrate something here a moment. The ball, you see him, you're looking at him, you pull back with your arm and you let loose. I mean, this ball is spinning and careening and it is good and strike true until just a moment before it slams into you, Guy, and a hand reaches out and catches it one-handed. And that is the hand of one of your teachers. You recognize, of course, your teacher has suddenly just appeared in the midst of everything. You've seen him before, and you know that he goes under the title of Akakage. So,
Akakage.
Akakage. For those who needing to spell it, it is AKAKAGE.
Nice.
Akakage. J-E?
Nice.
GE.
Yeah, G-E.
That's not his name. That's his title.
That is what he goes by.
Okay.
And he is looking at him, and your background, what you know about him is that he is a mid-ranked member of the Blazing Dancers.
Okay.
But he has been your tutor and trainer in the arts of ninjutsu ever since you came to this village. So, he is dressed, almost think of a Muay Thai fighter kind of style. He has the pants that come above the waist and descends almost to his knees. And then his arms and legs are wrapped in bandages, partially so as his chest. And he keeps his hair very trimmed, pulled back, and wears a very loose jacket on his shoulders. That, the motif that seems to run through it all is a mixture of blue and white.
Okay.
But he steps in just out of nowhere, grasping the ball, looking about the group and says, I think that this lesson might be a little too simple for all of you.
No, this is perfect.
I think you should follow me. And he
I love him already.
strides out of the training area.
Okay.
All right. What time of day is it?
It is, at this point, it's actually morning. This is early morning. As a training ninja, you, of course, come as early as dawn, train for a bit, and then he releases you back to your family for whatever is going on. Some of you have shops to run. Some of you have different chores and other things. After all, many of you are 15 years or younger. So.
Oh, yeah.
But he escorts you all out of the bamboo, and you see your other teacher, who is a young woman who goes by the name Ayame. And for those of you who are writing down names, it is Ayami. She has a similar appearance to him, but you know that she is a member of the Hidden Strands. She has very long dark hair pulled back into a ponytail, and her body is almost entirely covered in bandages. From the wrists to her shoulders and all the way down to her feet. And then she wears a very loose jacket, almost a men's jacket over the top of that. So gives you an idea of what she looks like. She's also not that much taller than any of you. But yeah, remember the Hidden Strands. So the two of them together have been teaching you, but he is your main teacher between the two of them.
Okay.
So she also operates as some sort of a tutor/trainer.
Yes.
Okay.
And on the ground near her are a series of 5 balls. Now, you know that these are not just like any ball. These are, in our world, the rough equivalent of, if you know the term, medicine balls. So each one of these probably weighs anywhere in the ballpark of about 5 to 10 pounds each. They are solid. They are likely filled with something, whether it's sand, carved reed. But these things are heavy, and they hurt when they hit.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
time for your next lesson. You are all getting to a good point where very soon you'll be going and learning to mold and craft your ki for the various clans and learning jutsus. But you need to learn control of your ki. And so today we're going to talk about a very special method. And that is to use your ki for defense. This is something that does not require training per se, but it is something that perhaps more than anything requires timing. So, we have 5 balls. Ayame will have to grab each one of them to track each one of you down to throw it. Now, this is not just a simple test of can you take a hit. No, I want you to also learn something else. You need to learn to play to your strengths. Each one of you are not just here to throw and catch. You're not just here to strike and slash and dodge. Each one of you have your own strengths that can be applied in these situations, and you need to learn to use those strengths. That is what I'm looking for. And once this exercise is over, if you feel that you didn't understand it, well, then I will be happy to explain maybe what your strength is. But for the moment, let's all line up. The 5 of you will start there, and he points right in front of the woods. She will start here. She will have to run, grab one of those balls, and pursue and strike one of you at a time, and then come back for the next. My only requirement is that you are bound to the boundaries of our training area. Does anybody have any questions?
By the training area, he's referring to the bamboo.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have to stay within the 50 by 50?
Yes.
All right. I flick my sunglasses down and say, nah, I think I got it.
Very well.
So do we have to hide from her?
You have to do something. You can run from her. You can, but essentially you do not have a ball to throw back at her. that is definitely one point that is becoming very obvious.
Okay.
So, this is where I'm going to go ahead, and this is part of the game where we're going to learn some mechanics together that have to do with combat, and I think this is a good way to do it.
Okay.
So, one of the things I need is I am going to need to know people's initiative.
All right.
So, initiative in this game is static. This is not something that is rolled off. It is something that pretty much is a set value that will change throughout the game as you develop your skills or as you get jutsus or other things that will raise or lower those values. So starting off, if I can go ahead and get your initiatives. Initiative is, I believe, 3 plus your speed plus your intuition. So
Okay, my initiative is 6.
6 for Kyou. Okay.
Mine is also 6.
Yours is also 6. So Takumi also is at a 6.
Mine is 5.
All right.
And mine is 7.
7. And where is, in the initiative order, where will Guy be?
I am at 5.
5 as well. All right. Now, the way that they resolve initiative in this game is that you will do a roll-off versus people that have the same initiative score as you. And I will let you know that roll-off, for now, unless I feel that it kind of slows things down, you will roll off every round. So
Okay, so
now
whenever we hit initiative 6, we'll both roll to see which one of us is going first
Okay.
that time around.
Now,
Okay.
if you want to allow the other person to go, if you feel like you would rather that person go ahead and do their initiative, cool. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that Ayami, her initiative is an 8.
Yeah,
Of course it is.
Yeah, it is. Running.
All right.
Yeah.
So the way this starts off is we also need to go ahead and do dynamic actions. Okay. As the rank ninja that you are, you get a certain number of actions that are outside of your standard action. And by the way, everybody, if you've ever listened to our other podcast that has to do with Ninja Crusade, we are actually going to be using the combat and initiative rules in this system as they are written, while Wooden Dojo, we kind of use a very fly by the seat of our pants quick version of the rules just so that we can keep the pacing going, which I think is much more important on a podcast.
Sure.
So, anyway, so you will each need to roll 3d10s and add 1. Now,
Also, if we do 4?
no, you get 1
result
automatic.
plus 1. That's
Yeah.
right.
So result plus 1. Successes, and you should have, some of y'all might have the sheets that I have created.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your successes are going to be
7, 8s, 9s.
7, 8s,
And
9s.
10s.
A 10 counts as 2 successes.
So this would determine how many dynamic actions you get
Yes.
this round.
For this round. So
So I get... And so it's that plus the base, or is that 1 our standard action?
no, that one is a dynamic action no matter what. No matter what, even if you fail utterly at this roll, if you
Okay.
get no successes, you
You always
still
get
will
one.
have 1 dynamic action.
So I have 3.
I have 2.
You got 3?
I succeeded twice.
Dang.
All right.
Nice.
So let's go ahead, Justine.
I got 1 success, so I guess it's 2 actions?
Yes.
Yep.
I got it.
I rolled a 10, so I got 3 actions.
Nice. Guy.
4.
4. Wow.
Nice.
I got a 9, a 10, and then the plus 1. So
All right. And then Roxy for your
I
character.
said
2.
2.
Okay.
Kyou.
For Kyou. Now, one of the neat things about dynamic actions, and we're going, so we have an initiative order, and I've already told you that Ayame is going first. There is a wonderful thing in this game with dynamic actions that they can exist and happen outside of initiative. So you can actually do an interruption of the initiative order by spending one of those dynamic actions and do something right now. Now, this is only a once per round.
I was going to say, if you're interested in looking up what dynamic actions are available, it starts on 140.
Yeah.
So in the book.
So
or the cheat sheet that he did print out a cheat sheet for
There is a cheat sheet that I did for my players, but I'm trying, at the same time, I am going over some of them that are going to be very pertinent in future combat situations. Like interrupt is a really good one. If your character is especially getting ready to just run, you can interrupt right now before she gets her action.
It takes 2 dynamic actions, though.
For an interruption, yes, it does.
So if I did that, that would be both of my actions.
Yes.
And so I would not have an action on my round later?
That is correct.
Okay.
Well, you would not have you would only get your standard action. You would not get your dynamic action on your round.
Oh, okay, so I could still get my 2 dynamic actions, though, if I do an interruption. Okay.
Well,
Please explain.
Yeah. Dynamic actions. Your character has 2 dynamic actions.
Yes, for this round of combat. And they can be taken out of turn.
Yes, you could spend both of them right now and do an interruption.
Yes.
After you spend those 2, then all you have left is 1 standard action on your initiative.
I believe that's what I said.
Okay, sorry. Just making sure.
Nope, that's fine. We're good.
All right. So, who wants to do an interruption and just...
Or does anybody want to?
Does anybody want to before she takes her actions?
So, just to clarify where we are, just so that I can visualize it.
Yeah.
We're standing on the edge of the woods, looking into the training area.
Yes.
She's standing in the training area.
No, she is standing...
behind the balls.
Behind the balls. Imagine it in order. There is her. There are the balls.
Okay.
There's the line of you, and then there is the training area. So, yeah,
So the balls separate us from her, and then so we need to go one way, because she has to get the ball and then tag us.
Got it.
Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
So I will want to interrupt then.
Okay. So
Okay, there we go.
What are you going to do with your interruption?
My interruption is going to be used in order to get a head start and start running into the training area so that I am further in so that it's harder to get to me.
Okay. I'm going to say that you interrupt and you take off. So everybody, this watch, all of a sudden as Takumi just goes and into the forest they go.
Yellow!
Yeah. Gaining
Jeez, coward.
I'm going to go ahead and give you 1 increment of distance. This game uses increments of distance like a lot of other games do.
Okay.
Where you can be close, near,
medium
mid.
range, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you are now a much more difficult target than the rest of these people.
Brilliant.
That's
what I want.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that's going to do an interrupt action?
So she still retains her initiative of 7, right?
Yes.
Of 8.
Okay. Sorry, of
Of
8.
eight, yes.
Yeah.
So she's still in front of the rest of us unless we interrupt.
Yeah, you're just allowed to do an action during her turn.
Okay. Let me ask this. So Camus also gets... It says he gets
Yes.
1 dynamic action?
If he is a small animal, medium, I know that his initiative is 5, and he should get 1 dynamic action. Yes.
Okay. Then I guess could we each use our dynamic action to kind of not go in the same direction? Because I'm assuming, did you just go straight ahead?
I bolted straight in.
I'm going to go veer off and take a different...
You
lead.
would be able to.
Okay.
But he will be... Your puppy will be behind you on their action.
Aw.
Because it would take 2 for them to interrupt.
Oh,
You're
it
both
takes
acting
2,
as...
right.
Yeah. You're both acting as individual creatures.
Okay. I want to leave my boy. I'm going to stay. I'm not going to interrupt.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah. I'm
No
not
other
gonna
interruptions?
I'm not going to interrupt.
Okay. So on her turn, she is going to use one of the dynamic actions as an action. That's one of the things that you can do in this game is your dynamic actions can be the equivalent of a regular action. But you can only do that for the amount of speed that your character has. So for every dot of speed, you can turn one of your dynamic actions into an action. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she bolts over and grabs a ball up off the ground as one of her actions. And then she is going to go ahead and spend her other one to throw the ball. And I'm going to make this a little fair. So, all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Nice.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I knew
So
it.
even
How did I
though
know?
that you
I knew it.
ran, she is going
Because
to
you
try and
drew
throw
her eye, man.
I'm a flashy orange.
before you get too far away. So she will jump in the air to try and get a good angle on the bamboo. And, as she's turning in the air, she throws the ball. So it's going to be a combination of athletics and also marksmanship.
Are we out if the ball touches us?
Or
even so,
for
like
this time, yes.
Okay, I was gonna say because if like somebody interacted and tried to kick the ball down,
Mm-hmm.
would that still put us out? Or
For
would
if you touch the ball, yes,
So we can't catch it.
you can't catch it.
Got it.
Fiddlesticks.
And also, I am going to. We need to go ahead and cover this. Defense in this game
Yes.
is active.
Okay.
So that means that you are going to get the opportunity to defend against her attack by rolling as well. So for you, this will probably be an attempt to dodge, I would say.
Probably.
Yeah, block
yeah.
or parry, brace, catch, dodge, evasion, find cover, protect.
What would be the difference between dodge and evasion?
They're the same
Yeah.
in the
okay.
list. It's just a dodge / evasion. So yeah.
Now, the way this works in this game, in this sitting, is that all tests are done by a combination of skills.
Mm-hmm.
Any skills can be used and put together. It does not require you to use any certain ones. The best way to do it is to describe what it is your character is doing, and then I can tell you what skills might apply.
Okay. I have an idea then.
Okay.
Since I'm further into the bamboo than everybody else is, I would like to look over my shoulder as I'm running away and see the ball headed my way.
Okay.
Okay, this wasn't my original plan. And then I'm going to turn towards one of the larger growths of bamboo that I am near to, and I'm going to push it away
Mm-hmm.
and then run past it and have it snap back behind me so that it deflects
Ooh.
the ball for me.
Okay. So, as a GM, and listening to the way that you described that, the things that I'm hearing you say is that you looked over your shoulder. So I'm sensing that maybe a little bit of perception is playing into that. Maybe that is part of the play in this. You're also doing something somewhat athletic, and I could definitely see that playing in.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're trying to craft something by grabbing that bamboo to have it slam into the ball rather than you.
Yes.
So I would say you can combine those three skills based on what I'm hearing innately. Unless you have something that you think would also be a good one to add in there.
No, I'm
combine three
I'm
skills.
happy.
Well, no, but I'm giving him a choice of three
Oh, okay, the choice
to
of three.
combine. You only get to choose two.
I would happily choose crafts and perception.
Let's go crafts and perception. And also, I liked your description. I'm going to give you a bonus die for that description.
Oh wow. Okay. I am rolling.
Is that a karma die or
No, just a bonus die.
I'm
I
rolling-
give I do give bonuses based on description. If my players give me something to work with, this is a cinematic game. You get a die.
Okay, I'm rolling 8.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
At least it landed in there.
Oh gosh.
Did you lose one?
And be sure to say it in front of the mic when you get it.
Yeah, stay in the mics.
I have 1 success.
One success.
Is that all 8 in
Yeah.
there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, but it's a success. It's not a failure.
I'm going to say this.
I
Your
rolled
trap
4s and 3s across the board.
Your trap goes off, but the strength of her throw behind the ball snaps through the bamboo.
Oh.
It is still coming at you and is going to collide into you. At which point, Akakage calls out to you. Call upon your key now! And so, What you're going to do, and this is the way I'm going to explain it.
Okay.
You're going to use a point of key to, you're going to activate it, and it's going to half the damage.
Okay.
So what happens is this would have struck you for 2 points of damage.
Ow.
But you're going to use key, and you're going to knock that in half. So you only take 1 point of damage as this medicine ball collides into you.
I'm taking my medicine.
So, 1 point of damage. Now, the thing is that ki in this game it's a magical force. It is a supernatural force that is both yin and yang, and it is, think of it as like I said, a magic in this world, but it is a visual effect as well. It can be something that ties to you. Every time you use ki, it is evident. You are bending reality. You are reshaping things. You're doing something, weird.
Okay.
So you get to describe this a little bit. I give you some examples. At one time, I had a character that could bend the shadows around him in order to make him look much more terrifying. And so I described the way the shadows moved. This is you using your ki as a character to make this object not hit you. What does it look like? What is the way in which the magic shapes around you? How does the ki form?
Oh, it looks like the powder that they use for like color runs.
Mm-hmm.
It's for, let's say, so since I'm defending,
a pigment powder.
Yeah, it's like a pigment powder bomb kind of a thing. So like, the trap doesn't work. It's breaking through the bamboo, and so right before it hits me, or like as it hits me, there's like a puff of like a dark blue pigment that kind of like explodes off from where it hits that part of my body.
Okay, awesome. And all of you see this.
Oh, she turned him into blue powder. Oh my god.
He disintegrated.
Oh, good, he's finally gone.
Ranto.
Savage.
Ranto.
Akakage calls out, "Well done! You're still out!"
Damn it.
Did you just cuss?
No.
I think he said it with a J.
I said jam.
Oh. I just told the shop they could put our stream on. Sam starts it off with cussing.
All right.
Living on the edge.
Somebody,
Pop-Tarts.
she lands, after doing this aerial flip, after throwing the ball and nailing Takumi, and she lands and grabs another ball up with another dynamic action.
Oh, gosh.
And she scans the rest of you.
She's so dynamic.
And she is going to hold her other action, and she's going to look at you and say...
Because the other three of us are just... or I guess we're all just standing there.
And she says, "Run."
We're waiting on her. She's the first in the initiative.
All right. So going through the list with initiative now, we have Justine at 7.
You're welcome for being the tutorial.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to be the tutorial.
Yeah. I mean, Kyou is still winded from running out of the bamboo, and so...
Yeah. But, so Ranto, what is she going to do?
Yeah, she's going to have... we're going to go for the bamboo, and I'm going to have Camu go one way and kind of jostle and make noise one way, and I'm going the other. So once we hit the bamboo, we're going to split. And does this bamboo count as a forest, by the way?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Oh,
then
no.
I would get...
Favorite terrain.
Rangers.
I get 1 point for stealth when in forests and fields.
Nice. Okay. So...
Oh, dang it. I forgot about my river.
You take off on your first action. Now are you going to use one of your dynamic actions as your movement? Now, I'm going to go through a couple different opportunities here with this.
Okay.
Since this is on your action. So, and if you have the sheet, you can look at quick actions as well. Mm-hmm. Now, with quick actions, these are almost free actions is the best way to think of it.
Kind of like bonus actions in D&D, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except you can do more than one?
Yeah, well, one of the things you can do is move the equivalent of your movement for free. Or move the equivalent of 3 times what your movement is, which I would say is pretty much the equivalent of taking off, but that is going to affect your dice pool. And that will lower your dice pool, I believe, by it's either 1 or 2.
1.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say for the sake of practicing quick actions, I'll go ahead and do that. And can Camus also do the same? So we both make the same sprint.
You know what? Since technically the way things work with the Pact of the Black Moon and everything else, yeah, I'm going to say that y'all will go ahead and act together right now.
Okay.
So, so you take off into the woods using a quick action. That means you still have your standard action, and you still have 2 more dynamic actions on your turn. Now, are you going to you need to spend your standard action,
right?
But you do have 2 actions that are dynamic that you can hold on to take later on in the initiative.
I think so. As a standard action, once we get in there, would that count? Something like a stealth or a hide check would fall under standard,
sure.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
So take cover.
So I think once we get in there, we'll kind of convene, and since we went in and then split 2 different ways, we'll both hide as our standard.
Okay.
And I'll hold on to my dynamic.
So for your standard action, you are going to be hiding. So stealth works well. And because you ran, I would allow travel. Travel would definitely work. If you're looking for a good place to hide, I would say perception. And maybe if you're trying to really also hide your breathing and really calm yourself during this entire thing, you might also use discipline.
Let's see. I'm not allowed to use all of those, am I?
No, you need to pick 2 skills. Now,
Okay.
I really feel that stealth is definitely going to be one of them.
Yes. So I'll have my stealth, which is 3, and then I get the bonus for the fact that it's a forest. And then I'm going to take... Perception's going to be 2. And I'm sorry, what did you say the last one is for holding breath?
You only get to choose 2 skills. I'm giving you an option, a pool of those skills to choose from.
She just wanted to know what the other one you said was.
Well, I said it was going to be discipline was the last one that I mentioned it could possibly be.
Okay. So I'll do my stealth and my perception. Let's see. That's going to be 1, 2... 0 is 10, right?
Yep.
Oh,
10
yeah.
Forever.
So that counts as 2.
And that is a 6. Okay. So I've got 4 successes.
Nice.
4 successes. All right. So in order for her to locate you, it's going to require a test with 4 successes. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let that stand. And we're going to go on. Takumi is out, so that puts us at Kyou.
Okay. So, what's her name? Ayami has a ball in her hand already. She hasn't launched the second ball yet.
No, she hasn't.
Because she's holding her action, right?
Yes.
So, I am going to take my standard action to disarm her.
Okay.
I am going to feint like I'm about ready to take off running.
All right.
Because
I just thought you were just going to faint.
no, I'm going to pretend like I'm going to take off running. I'm going to turn and head that, start there, and then I'm going to spin and I'm going to drop low and try to sweep her feet.
Okay. Now you're using feint as the quick action?
Is that a quick action?
I believe feint can be used as a quick action.
Sure,
Yes.
let's do it. It says none on. There's no physical description for
Quick
it.
actions. These actions can include feint, distract, move, prepare, or touch.
Yeah. So.
All right. So you feint and you come in and you're going to sweep her.
I'm going to try to sweep. I'm going to try to or kick her arm.
Okay.
And get her to try to drop the ball to give me a running start. Because Kyou, I didn't say it earlier, is a little thicker around the middle because that's the way it's supposed to be. I try to play characters that are shaped like me because I know how people shaped like me move, and so but I've got a pretty good high kick. So I'm just gonna try to disarm, but I think I'm gonna drop low and see if I can trip her because then it'll be longer to get up and throw the ball again. So.
All right. So the way you described that, we're definitely looking at Fighting?
Which, yeah, I have no fighting and I have no athletics, so let's...
But maybe you're using a little bit of your strength. Do you have some might?
I don't. I'm not very strong either, but
Okay.
I'm just going to try it anyway.
Maybe some deception because you tried to
I did feint,
so
I have some in that.
What a game plan.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
No, it was a bold strategy.
it's a bold strategy.
It's a bold strategy.
I'm going out of
Now,
my box
if
because I
you-
always get one dice to roll, right?
You always get one dice
I
if
don't
you
know if
have
you
nothing
told
in your
them.
pool. If you have nothing in your pool,
Oh,
if you
only
use
if you have
two
nothing
skill-
in their
yeah,
pool?
if you use 2 skills that you have nothing in, you still get to roll at least a dice.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go with the 3.
All right.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I might have been able to pull off to
Perform?
to sweep. Yeah, can I? Well, that's not my thing either. Which is, it should be. I have discipline though, but I'll just do deception for my feint. Oh, not rolling 4. Rolling 3. Dice don't fail me now.
They fail you?
1.
One success.
One success.
Hey, you're getting booped on the face with a medicine ball.
Probably, yeah. I'm probably
Needs
it's
somewhere
probably just gonna drop right on my
lets it
head.
go.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to say that you do kick, but if Chet wants to verify,
Yeah, that
they defend with a block.
Yep.
And
So
What?
10s across the board?
Oh,
You
Yeah.
know, enough of them.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
no.
enough of them.
So she defends, and then she's actually going to go ahead and use one of her last dynamic action as a. Let's go.
Can I use a dynamic action?
You
And
can
do an enhanced attack.
enhanced
The
attack.
fighter increases their offensive capabilities to ensure a hit. They may spend one dynamic action during an attack action to gain a +2 bonus. This may be spent reflexively even after the result of the roll has been revealed.
For what?
So
So that would put me at 3.
her defense though was a 4.
She's so good.
Yeah, I mean he can verify it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm trying to
But
see if there's something else I could do.
we're going. So she here's
Can I
what.
spend my other one to have enhanced defense?
Yeah, yes, you actually could.
Enhance.
Oh.
But
Enhance.
Enhancing everything.
But she will go ahead, and she's using her last dynamic action for this round.
Yeah. Tell me what she's doing.
To counter attack, which is
Monkey
a
spit.
opportunity with dynamic dice. So
Okay.
she is counter attacking, and
think
all
that's a
she is
jutsu.
going to do is drop the dice, drop the ball on you. Since you're so close, she's just like,
I know, but I want to
let's
defend
see.
against
Yeah, but you can't do it by
Yeah.
touching.
It
So
says the fighter increases their defensive capabilities to stay safe during an incoming attack. They may spend one dynamic action during a defense check
Mm-hmm.
to gain a +2 bonus.
Yes. Would you
So
like
what
to
would
do
my
that?
defense be?
Uh,
My defense roll.
depends on how you are trying to defend.
Rolling away.
Rolling away. Well, so you're looking at a base of 2. I would maybe let you try to survive this with some survival, and
that's amazing.
Yeah,
maybe
I just,
some speed.
I'm not made for this. I'm not.
no.
I'm not made for speed. So I'm just rolling 1.
Yeah.
Because survival is 1.
Okay.
Our face got in the face.
Fortitude won't work because that means you're just going to take the
Now
hit.
see, fortitude I have.
Yeah.
Well, no, I only have 1. I have intuition. Can I tell where she's gonna drop it?
Sure.
Can I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Rolling 4.
Please tell me that's how it sounds when he does in.
That is every time I intuit, I'm like, oh. Okay, that's okay. Please verify, guy, that I got 2 zeros and an 8.
Oh.
So that's 5 plus 2 is 7
Yeah.
to roll out of the way.
The ball just touches down on the ground where you were, and you roll away.
Yeah, and she's like, what?
Is it like on a hill and you start rolling down? It's like, oh no, we're losing him.
I'm rolling into the bamboo like Toodles and Hook. If anybody's seen that movie where he just grabs Ankles and rolls.
You know? And I will actually bring this up to the table. Now, there is a wonderful little thing in this game called karma. Because the amount of people we have at the table, we have 5 players, so we have 5 karma in our pool. Karma can be added to your dice pool. You can take 1 karma and add it to your dice pool when you're doing a check. Or you can tell me, oh, well, I'd like to add this thing or add some flavor or do something within the scene, and I can tell you what the karma cost is of that. Would you like to use karma to go ahead and roll away into the forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. So I
Yeah,
spend
I
one.
want to say 2.
2? I have to spend 2?
You spend 2.
Sorry, guys. I spent 2.
So,
This
On
is
a
our karma
medicine
pool. We
ball.
have 3 right now.
As-
I guess it
Medicine
doesn't
ball.
need to be in here.
yeah. So as you're, as she described, the whole rolling away like in the movie Hook, that is exactly what you see.
I can't remember what. I think he says cannonball.
Yeah.
I think is what what he says as he grabs his ankles and rolls down because his body moves in a way that bodies aren't supposed to move for little round people.
All right. She is now out of dynamic actions, though. You do know that. I did bring that up. Chet.
Well, actually,
Chet and Guy, actually, you need to do a roll-off if you want to do a roll-off, unless
a
somebody
Lester
wants
roll-off.
to... Yeah, unless you want to give it up to someone else at the table, but...
Go ahead.
all right.
All right.
I just
So-
see Guy like tiptoeing
No,
backwards.
Chet. By all means, you go first.
So Chet, being who he is,
Oh, yeah.
I want to use my action to use. I want to try to goad her. Like I'm in a way daring her to come after me next.
Oh, okay. All right.
I double dog.
So you are actually trying to do a mental attack.
Yeah,
Is that what you're actually trying to do?
I'm actually trying to do that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Preferably with using some form of intimidation.
All right. So in this game, physical attacks can take place, but so can mental attacks that can have greater effects on the situation at hand. So what exactly are you're going to try to intimidate her?
Yeah, I'm going to stare her down
Okay. Well,
with intimidation. With my
Yeah.
intimidation, I flick my sunglasses up. My eyes are probably the most serious anyone here has ever seen them. And
Which is
then all
not
he's
very
going to
serious.
do, he's going to stare at her, and then turn around and walk into the bamboo.
okay.
So he's not running away.
Wait, you're walking backwards into the bamboo.
No,
while you're
he's
staring at
turned
it.
around.
He does a stare down. He turns around. The back of his shirt just kind of like flares up in the wind, and it looks super awesome. And the animation,
Gosh, it's so cool.
they put like half of the budget into that
That's
one
the money shot.
Oh, great. Okay.
and then he will
Yeah,
walk
he's
into
daring
the
her to
bamboo,
hit.
daring her to come after him next.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, obviously, we have intimidation in that. And, let's see, what else would really work with some intimidation? Maybe a little bit discipline, because yeah, that's a very disciplined way, or this like this saunter, this slow, meaningful walk.
All right, yeah, I'm down with that.
All right.
And with my specialties, I get a +1 to intimidation from stare downs.
Ooh.
What about that persuade?
Huh?
Because you're trying to persuade her to attack. you,
Yeah, that's
essentially.
true. So like
True.
intimidation and persuasion.
I have 1 in discipline and 0 in persuasion. I'm going to go with what the DM said.
Here I am over here rolling zeros.
I don't know. I kind of want him to fail now.
Oh man.
So, do I get my +1 from stare downs?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that is 7 dice.
I don't want to be the only one that fails Dodgeball 101.
So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. Wow.
Nicely done.
I guess I'm the only one who's going to fail Dodgeball 101.
At least for now.
I almost did. I just got that one lucky defense roll.
I forgot that I have a +1 to speed when I'm trying to evade incoming danger.
Oh. That
You
sucks,
don't
yeah.
feel a ball in your back as you go into the forest, and you think you might have shook her up a little bit.
Cool. I also
Wow.
have
Oh,
3
snap.
dynamic actions.
Uh-huh.
That guy.
would I be able to with my dynamic action? Because what I want to do is like find a clearing in this bamboo forest and just like stand there and wait.
Okay.
And I want to like intuit and like listen for her approaching me.
Okay. That sounds like a good place to pause on your character.
Okay, I can't use a dynamic action to do that just yet.
Well, the thing is, she's not going to be able to move again until next round.
That's okay. Yeah.
So
Do dynamic actions stat carry over?
they do not.
All right.
It refreshes.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll just not use them because I don't need to.
But what I'm saying is, you find a clearing to wait for her in.
Okay,
Would
Chuck.
be a great way to use your dynamic actions.
Okay, yeah, that'll be
So,
what I do.
all right. So, how about Guy?
Well, Guy is just standing there kind of dumbfounded. It's like, huh? He just got knocked out. She ran. She just tumbled. He just calmly walked away. What is going on? And then I'm just going to run. Now, before I run, how familiar am I with this area?
I would say fairly familiar. This is not an unusual exercise. It's just not one you don't like.
Mm-hmm. And are there any rivers, streams, and or what have you?
Not in this area.
Okay.
We have to stay within the boundaries.
Dry patches that I can collect dirt from.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Sand.
Absolutely.
So much sand.
And then last thing, dynamic actions. Are you saying that they are used, like, if you don't use them in the round, then they are forfeit?
Yes.
Right.
In that case, I'm going to run
Okay.
towards into the forest and towards the biggest patch of dirt that I am familiar with.
All right.
There you go.
But
well-
she's hiding.
What do you mean?
Oh.
You gotta find me.
Oh, I didn't even.
I
was
can
slow
roll.
on
That-
the pickup.
Ouch.
Wow.
I was too.
These high school insults are coming back. Yo, dirt patch, get over here.
That's
The
Wow.
second biggest.
that's right. That's right.
I'm actually very small, so
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
we were talking about your dog.
Now,
And
one of the largest clearings Chet is going to be in. Do you want to end up where Chet is, or do you want to end up someplace else?
well, I still got some dynamic actions.
Oh, yeah.
So I will go ahead and go to where he's going.
Okay.
All right. Can I use a dynamic? Well, how
So I'm
many?
going to say a standard action to move there.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I can only get
mean-
an extra one for equal to my speed. Can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in
Well,
that
you can
case,
use a quick action.
Yeah.
move up to 3
true,
times your
true.
speed.
You could use a quick action and take a negative on a future action.
Do it.
And right now, she's not moving, so it's not really going to have much effect.
yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
All right. So go to where Chet is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use a dynamic action to gather up as much dirt as I can into. Let's just say I rip a sleeve from my kimono to use as a little pouch.
Oh wow, nice.
Okay.
Right? And so now I have a pouch full of dirt. And I'm going to run even further away from him,
I've got a pouch of dirt.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Nice.
pouch of dirt.
Pouch
This
of
is
dirt.
interesting.
That is,
Okay, so the next turn.
Oh, I do want to ask one last thing
Yes.
as well. These medicine balls, are they elastic and are they actually full of air? And are they inflatable?
Oh no, these are not inflatable. These are solid masses.
probably filled with sand. Yeah, painful ones. Guy is not.
Yeah, I just got beamed in the back with one of those. That's the sound I'm making.
Run!
Okay. So this, of course, brings us to the next turn, which means we re-roll our dynamic actions.
I'm assuming I sit this one out.
You're sitting this one out, I'm afraid.
Sweet.
And it was 3 dice again?
Yep.
Yep.
8 die and only 1 success.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
Yeah, but she did terrible.
I did
no
great.
successes.
Not feeling
At
very
least you get
dynamic
one.
today.
At least you get your one.
Yeah,
Everyone gets 1.
Everyone gets one dynamic
the
action.
pity one.
Yep.
No, it's your base awesome dynamic die.
All right.
I'll take it.
It's your base awesomeness.
It's my
take
dynamo
it.
die.
So, dynamic actions. How many do we have
I
for Ranto?
1.
is the loneliest number. For Takumi.
Maybe
Oh, sorry,
one
Takumi.
likes it.
Sorry, you're out. We'll do something for you. And Kyou?
I wonder if, like, when you get hit by the ball, like if you're on the instructor's team now. Turncoat. They're over there. They're over there.
How many dynamic actions for Kyou?
Oh, for Kyou, I get 4.
Ooh.
Rolled an 8 and a 0.
All right. Chet?
I also have 4.
Nice. And for Guy?
Knee.
2.
All right. So, at the start of the action, Ayame is going to spend 1 dynamic action to search. She is using her intuition, her perception, and intuition to see if she can figure out where a person is hiding. She has no clue, so she is instead running for a clearing.
All right.
And-
I would like to interrupt
Ooh.
to be able to use some intuition and perception
Mm-hmm.
to try to determine where she's going to approach me from.
All right.
So I'm standing like in the middle of the clearing.
You have a... Well, let's go ahead and do the test on that. You said that you're trying to figure out where she's coming from, so intuition, perception definitely works.
All right.
So this is a dynamic action, correct?
Yeah, this is 2 because it's an interruption.
Okay.
That's cool because one of my other abilities is I get a +1 to intuition when trying to discern my opponent's next move.
All right. Sounds good.
So that will be 6 dice for me to roll today. Three successes.
3 successes. You are definitely certain where she's coming. And I'm going to say that... I'm going to go ahead and say that you're going to get a extra dice on your next action. As DM, I'm going to say, yeah, you know, you're aware and you're able to prepare a little bit with that.
Okay.
So, but she comes into the clearing, and she is going to launch the ball at you.
All right. I'll use my next action to dodge.
All right.
What do I roll for that?
How are you dodging?
It's your dodgeball stat.
A lot of the ways that I can dodge are not very good.
Well, remember, this is a cinematic style game.
Yeah.
It's all about the description.
Yeah.
In fact,
Okay.
I'll help you out just a small bit. How
All right.
how high is your might?
0.
Well, let's not go with that one then.
All of my stats are really good for intimidating people and fighting them. And in this situation, I can't deflect the ball because then it touches me.
Okay.
I have to get out of the way or veer it off course somehow.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of a clearing, right?
I am in the
too?
middle
Yeah.
of the clearing.
Okay.
Because common
what I
ones,
chose.
yeah, common ones for dodging are going to be things like speed, perception, deception if you're trying to throw them off, athletics if you're trying to jump through the air, out cartwheeling out of the way.
Actually, okay, if I can use perception and athletics
Okay.
to, in that sense, I hear where she's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So when she shows up, I'm looking right at her,
Yeah.
just staring into her soul, which I would hope would throw her off a little bit. So when she throws the ball at me,
That's right. You gotta. She's shaking a little bit with you.
yeah. So when she throws the ball at me, I am able to jump out of the way, like jump above it, do a really cool spin, just as flair, and then do the 3-point hero landing.
Okay. Well, so she's going to attack, and you are going to roll against it. And I'm going to tell you right now, that ball flies wild.
Okay.
Something that you notice, though, as well, while you're watching her approach, you've noticed that each ball that she has used has been different.
Okay. I did want to see if each ball had like an indication of who it was going to go for, but it did seem like she picked up a ball and then was just kind of like picking from there. So
Yeah.
I as a player had assumed that was not the case, but it was a different ball for each student.
Well, it's been a different ball every time.
Yeah.
And so, judging by this, there's probably only 2 balls left.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
does she only get 1 attack with each ball? Oh, nice.
That's what it's appearing to be.
Dang it.
Yeah, I thought she could use them until she got some.
I thought like one had my name on it, kind of a thing.
Can I use
you-
some
did you
karma to add
fail?
some extra dice? I didn't.
Karma can only be used on a roll ahead of time.
Okay, ahead of time. All right. Well,
They
I got
both
1 success.
Okay, well, the ball still flew wild. She didn't get any. So
Okay. Well, I got 1. So I do everything except for the cool flip because
Yeah.
1 success, I jump over it, and I'm just like whatever.
But
You
she
don't
kind of
crit
just
stick it.
looks at you in this, and starts running back out of the forest to go get another ball.
All right.
All right. It becomes obvious to the rest of you. You all hear this sound of her fleeing back out to go get another ball. So now it's obvious what's going on. It's not.
I think all I hear is underbrush, like, going past my ears as I...
Yeah. So, Kyou?
Is it me? I thought it was Ranto.
Yeah, it
Oh.
is.
Sorry, Ranto. Yeah.
That's okay. I guess while she's moving to get the next ball, I'm going to, since we're kind of officially like in hiding again, I'm going to have Camus sniff me out and come hide with me so we can watch each other's back.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to hold.
Yeah. All right.
Do you have like a special whistle that you use that your dog would know?
Oh, like a high-pitched dog whistle?
Or no, even just like a you do like some weird bird call or something that sounds kind of like a bird call that Camo knows.
That would make sense, yeah. But then would that give me away?
Not if it sounded like a bird, unless she knows.
Okay.
I don't know. Could I try my world's first attempt at a bird call?
That's fine. But at the same time, I mean, at this point, I'm saying that for the rest of the round, she's not going to be able to come back and tag anyone. So this is all
prep stuff.
This is all prep stuff or whatever it is you want to do.
Then what I'll do is I'll start wrestling and I'll make track towards Camus and have Camus, like once he's kind of like within earshot and can smell and hear me moving,
Okay.
come towards me. We'll hide together again as a new stealth move, I guess.
All right.
All right.
So let's go ahead and
Should be Kyou.
Kyou.
Yeah. When I stop rolling and splay out on the ground because I'm a little dizzy, I ready myself as much as possible with whatever actions I need. The time that I roll all the dynamic actions, I'm too far away to do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna steady myself, and I'm gonna keep low, like on my knees, kind of low, and behind a large grouping of bamboo, and keep my eyes facing towards where I know the balls are and the direction that Ayami will be coming from.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait there and kind of lie in wait for an attack should she approach my my position.
All right. And then for Guy.
I'm going to keep on moving, but also look for broken pieces of bamboo. I'm assuming that I don't have any cutting implements, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab whatever broken bamboo I can find.
Okay.
Enough to make, a good-sized bundle,
There
about
might
as
have-
large as me.
There might be some broken bamboo from when
Yeah, when
Takumi did his
the
stunt.
ball went through the bamboo. So yeah, if you see that, because one of the balls busted through bamboo.
If you can always go back for that bamboo, which wasn't too far away from where she would be.
Okay.
Or I'm going to give you this opportunity. Would you like to spend a single karma to find bamboo where you are?
Yes.
There you go.
And I would
I like my players spending their karma early.
I would like to. Do I have enough actions left to do anything? It was like, how many actions would that have?
Oh, you've got tons of actions. Because, let's see.
Dynamic action
Yeah.
would be a search.
Yeah. So you had 2. The spending the karma doesn't cost an action.
Sure.
And so it's pretty much like, looking around, which is a quick action.
Yes.
Picking it up, which would be either a dynamic or a standard action, and you would still at least have 2 actions.
Sure. In that case, I want to try and kind of tie them up into a little bundle, a little man-shaped bundle.
Okay. You know what? Let's go for it.
Do I have to roll something for that?
Not really.
Okay.
Now, if you're trying to make it look really deceptive,
Nah, it just wants to be man-shaped.
okay.
It's basically gonna be a trunk.
All right.
Nice.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're starting up that next round of combat.
All right.
So go ahead and roll your dynamic actions.
Nice.
7s count, right?
Yep.
Okay, then. Yes.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah, we're good. So dynamic actions, I'm going to go through, starting from the other direction. How many dynamic actions this round for Guy?
Dos.
All right, for Chet.
3.
For Kyou.
I believe it was 3. 3.
For Ranto.
2.
2. All right. So Ayame still has initiative. She grabs a ball, and she will. You're not certain what you hear. I'm gonna say that. But all of a sudden, you hear what sounds almost like a slingshot. And hurling through the air above, you now see Ayami going through the air with 2 tassels of her bandages strung out behind her. So, and she is going to be looking for anyone that was not hidden, which, as far as hidden, were you were hiding with your dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you didn't make any of us roll stealth rolls to determine if we were actually hidden or not.
So you were not hidden.
I'm not hidden.
And she knows where you are.
Yes.
So I'm going to roll. And so we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I mean, I was hiding behind some bamboo.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's right. So it still was a 2. So low end, she is going to launch that ball at you.
All right.
She's tired of your crap, Chet.
I'm going to try to dodge again.
All right.
I'm going to do similar with perception to catch her in the air. And then athletics to get out of the way.
All right.
One success.
She got 3 successes.
Oh, no.
So that 1 success takes it down to 2. And you hear her being called out from the sidelines again from a voice in the forest. Akakage calls out, "Spews your key now!"
Spews your key.
Spews your keys.
Spew it all over the place.
All right. What was the roll for that again?
There is no roll. You just use the key. You use a point of your key, and it allows you to take half the damage.
Oh, okay.
What would it look like for your character, though?
It kind of looks like... So on Chetsuo's jacket that he wears, it's like a red and white pattern. On the front, there doesn't really seem to be anything on it, but on the back, it kind of culminates into the image of like a red dragon, like one of the snake dragons. I forget what they're called.
It's okay. I try. People understand the term dragon, and so we're going to just use that.
Yeah. So
Shenro.
So the way it looks is his jacket kind of like the pattern on his jacket kind of glows briefly. The dragon comes out and like roars towards the ball, slowing the momentum, and then it hits.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. So she lands and, kind of, ha! And from the shadows again, Akikage. Well done. You're still out. Next.
Is she not out of weapons yet?
One ball left.
Oh.
3 of you.
All right.
So have I been, just for context,
Just
am I
laying
just
there.
like sitting like
Yeah.
where I got pegged?
You're probably walked out and sat down next to where the entire thing
Akikage
started
is.
off.
You get your Gatorade and orange slices and all that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Complimentary
And,
orange slice.
and now,
It's
of
hugs.
course,
It's little hugs. It's not Gatorade.
Chet walks out.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Because of one of my specialties, it does say that I gain a karma point for essentially going into a dangerous situation. Would this count me leaving myself out in the open and goading her and thus putting myself in this position?
Because of the goading and everything else, yeah. I'll go ahead and say you can get a karma for that.
Okay.
There you go. So he got you a
Nice.
karma back to the pool. The last 3 of you, you know that she's going back for that ball. You know that she's going to be coming for you. What are you going to do?
I'm staying right where I am.
Do you need me to re-roll that stealth, or?
No, you can keep it if you want.
Okay. I mean, it was a pretty good stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't let anybody else roll for stealth. You told us not to.
No, I didn't think I said not to, but
Well, you're like, no, you don't need to roll. So I still better be hidden
okay.
because you didn't let me roll for it.
All right. Guy?
Threatening the DM already.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's okay.
You've never seen our Call of Cthulhu game, have you?
I haven't watched it yet.
I threaten that DM all the time.
I'm going to take my gi top off and put it on the bamboo dummy.
Okay.
Oh, you're pulling a me.
Yeah.
And then I am going to...
No, it's his gi.
And then I'm going to wait a little bit.
Okay. You all begin to hear the sounds of her coming through the forest.
She's stalking
Yes.
her prey.
And I'm going to say that you're kind of making this dummy with the intent of her finding it first.
Well,
I'm trying to understand the narrative of your action.
So, I'm hoping that I would be able to then... so here's a full plan, now fully laid out, now that I have most of the pieces I need. I am going to put the jacket back on with the bundle behind, and basically in the back of my jacket.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then when she notices me, dirt bomb.
there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Guy uses sand attack.
Then I'm going to run and hopefully be able to use another dynamic action to have the bundle to kind of elevate it up so it looks like I'm a little bit taller than I really am, and I'm gonna duck and hope she gets the dummy instead of me while I run.
This sounds like an interesting idea for the narrative. Let's go with that. So she is going to charge into the area. You know that she probably has an idea of, where you are, and she sees you. So let's go ahead and start off with the first of what you're going to do.
Smoke bomb
So
to obscure things.
yeah, with
Dirt bomb, actually.
we're going to go ahead and say I would allow perception. I would allow deception. Both those are things that are being used in this situation.
So-
are there other
Well,
ones that you
probably
crafts would
crafts.
also work?
So do I get a D10 for each pip that I have?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but you got to pick 2 skills out of those.
Okay, got it. Well, either way, whichever ones I pick, I get 5 dice.
Okay.
Okay.
So deception
And add
perception.
another dice because you gave me a really nice narrative, a nice description.
Woo.
So go ahead and toss that on there.
All right, so I'm looking for
7, 8s, and 9s.
And 10s give you 2.
All right, then. So 1, 2, 3. 3.
3
Nice.
successes? All right.
And this was just for the dirt bomb.
Yeah. She is deceived.
All right, then. Then, running
Mm-hmm.
and hope that she sees the movement. Well, the movement
Uh-huh.
of the elevated trunk that I have fabricated with my jacket on it.
So Craft's deception would work. Craft's speed would work. Because you're still using something you made.
So that is going to be 4 dice. Do I still get that bonus one?
Yes.
Right. All right, so 1, 2, 2.
And the push goes to the defender. The
Right.
ball slices through the dummy over you. Everybody also sees this, to some extent. You
She
hear
took his head off.
I am screaming,
Oh, crap. Oh, my God. He's still screaming.
and now you see a decapitated.
I only started bleeding pigment.
You see a decapitated guy still continuing to run. If you guys are seeing only a partial image through the bamboo shoots, you'll only see.
He's taller than I remember.
It's true. Chickens can run with their heads cut off.
I was about to say, guy must be part chicken.
And it's still screaming. A headless body is still screaming.
Now I'm thinking of those rubber chicken things that you squeeze them.
and just for fun, we'll say that you run out of the forest over near where Chet and Chet and Takumi are sitting down on the ground. You see this figure running out beheaded, screaming.
He's out of bounds.
Well, I mean, when I get out of the clearing, then you obviously see it's just a shirtless guy holding a bamboo dummy.
I thought this was
So-
just like dodgeball.
Is he out if he runs out, though?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought we were
she's out
restricted
of.
to the
Yeah,
bounds.
she was, but she's also now out of balls.
With the sun bouncing off your shirtless chest, I put my sunglasses back down.
I'm very pale.
Right.
All right.
Chet and I just look like we were in a dodgeball match. Guy looks like he just came out of a war, like Rambo.
Akakage nods, appearing out of the forest. Well done. You played to your strengths, and that is exactly what I was looking for.
Guys on the floor, swirly eyes.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Does anyone... The lesson's over. You can come out.
Oh. I'll come out.
So,
Somebody tell me if there's any balls left.
Why would I do that?
I'm not coming out.
Good.
well,
I win.
does anybody,
He'll be fine.
does
He likes
anybody
it in
have
there.
any questions?
Are there any balls left?
No, there are no balls left. He turns and yells into the forest.
Okay.
Do you want me to go in there and roll him out?
No, I start walking out. My hair has fallen out of its pineapple leaf dew because we did some serious rolling.
You all, those of you who played to your strengths, well done. You definitely impressed me, Guy. But other ideas. You know, you could have always tried to bribe her.
The thought occurred to me, but she told me to run.
That's a fair argument. Chet, we need to work on you, but you did well for what you usually do.
I don't know if that's a compliment, man.
Sounds a little bit like a dig.
Finger crossbows.
Oh my gosh.
You hear the sound of some crows cawing, and he's, well, that's it for today. You need to return home. We'll see you tomorrow. And I think that this is going to be a good point for us to take our first break.
You're not in character anymore.
No. But I think that's a good point for us to take our first break. We're going to break for about 10 minutes, let everybody stretch their legs, do their thing, and maybe eat a little bit of food or whatever. And we'll see you all back here in 10.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
See you.
All right.
Back.
Okay, so welcome back. Obviously, our characters have now had their morning ninja training, and it comes to what is it that your characters are doing in the afternoon. So we're going to go ahead and let's learn a little bit about some of the characters here. Starting off with Kyou. So Kyou, what exactly? You just finished your morning routine. Sun's up. The village is awake.
Sure.
What would you be doing?
Yeah. So what time of day is it?
So
our training's early morning.
Training's early morning.
Okay. Yeah, I have to go make sure that my parent shop is, like, the stall is open and the sign is out and the best looking things are on display, to try to entice passersby and travelers and locals. I don't have a name for the store yet. I'm working on it. But we specialize in the finest textiles in the, what region are we in?
Oh, you would ask that.
Kanto.
No.
Either way, we supply the finest textiles that you can get in the in all the realm, whatever.
This side of the Mississippi.
Yeah,
Chet would say that.
We are purveyors of the finest textiles in the empire, and also the finest spices that you can find. But we like to keep our prices affordable. To it's still a business. We do have to charge, but we try to be approachable and make sure everyone knows this. My father and my grandfather made this shop gave it the reputation that it has. So
okay. Now you said parents. So are both your parents involved in this?
They are.
Okay.
My mother tend to the spices, and my father tends to the textiles. But yes.
Okay. And do you have names for them yet?
Actually, I do.
Oh.
Well, maybe. I believe my father is Goji, and I don't think I had a name for my mom yet.
Okay, no problem. All right.
I think I was gonna go with Megami, but that was the Empress, and she, I believe, has passed away.
The Empress has passed away, but it's not an uncommon
Or
name.
maybe not Empress, Princess. It was his daughter.
Oh.
I don't remember if she was the one that was poisoned or in the lore, or if she died, but
Yeah.
But it was the Emperor's daughter. Hazel needs to go outside.
Yeah. So.
But she's just gonna have to wait.
Yep.
We do have dogs.
We have studio animals like several other actual plays out there, and they are letting us know when they are important too.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and go with Chet. Chet, what does Chet do?
Well, we just got done with morning training.
Yeah.
It's breakfast time.
Okay.
I go to the local breakfast spot, Clash in the Pan.
Clash in the Pan.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice. 2 eggs just in mortal battle on the front.
That's the sign. You know the one.
I do.
Everyone does.
I do. It's not far from my shop.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go get some eggs and meat.
Eggs and meat. Okay. Is this a family establishment, or do you just go there every day?
I just go there. That's just where I stop for breakfast.
Okay.
It's like a routine.
And you, of course, pay for your breakfast.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. I mean, it'd be unbecoming of one of noble birth to skip out on their bill.
You don't try to scare them out of the bill through a staring contest.
No, that would be
For a discount.
That would be unlawful.
And they don't give you food because they feel sorry for you.
No. They work hard to make my breakfast every day, and I appreciate that. So
Okay.
I pay them, and I tip well. Like, I'm a good tipper. Like, I'm a good guy. I just don't act like it.
Thought he was the good guy. But
He's the Huwaito guy.
so, what else do you do after breakfast?
I guess I go home and just see what needs done around the house.
Well, tell us about that house.
Well, it's probably one of the bigger houses in the village. Being that my father is a very important person in the community, one of the leaders of our society.
Okay.
I have 4 siblings, 2 younger, 2 older. And my mother is still around. So, full family unit.
Now I know that your dad is essentially a politician.
Yeah.
But does your mom do anything besides overseeing the family, you know?
She mostly just oversees the family.
Okay.
Raising the children.
Seeing to the state and, you know, making all the big decisions around there.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, she's like, he is off a lot, so she's kind of de facto head of the household.
Yeah.
Especially since oldest brother is mostly off with father.
Okay.
Learning how to take over, you know,
Sounds
when
good
the time
to me.
comes.
Let's go ahead and look over to I still have to check the names. Ranto. So what would Ranto be doing now that you've finished your training in the morning?
Well, now that training's done, I guess I technically have to go maybe back to my family farm. But I take my time going there. I take the long way through the woods with Camu, and I just feel the dirt in my toes, and I pick up little, like, cool-looking rocks and leaves, and I put the rocks in my little, like, my little pouch, and then I keep, like, the leaves, like, very, like, securely pressed in, like, some kind of, like... Do we have bound books?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say at least, at the very least, kind of like a pretty humble-looking journal that can be pressed and then weighted down later. And just kind of collects these little, like, bits of nature, pine cones. I don't know if you could find those spiky gumballs in Japan, but she would be crazy about those.
Sure.
Yeah. I
Not sure.
don't know. I think it's sweet gum tree is like the ones that everybody knows, but I also know that juniper also has some of those gumballs. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and there is a method to my madness in this.
Is there?
There is.
Please enlighten us.
Takumi. What does Takumi do?
Okay. So I would probably head back to my small little house where I live with my mom. Her name is Akina. Her first name is. I imagine that what the two of us do to generate income so that we can survive in the village is probably help fix odds and ends, kind of a little bit like a handyman kind of a thing. We are both skilled artists. She's been teaching me painting and stuff like that, and that's translated into helping fix things, doing like aesthetic work for like maybe some things in the temple or something like that. Just kind of like fixer-uppers and just doing odd jobs wherever to just kind of get by.
Okay. Well,
So I'd go and have breakfast with her, and then we'd just
Get to work
Get
on
to
things.
work.
okay. And last but not least, Guy. Well,
I'm sewing.
you're sewing.
I've ripped my sleeve. Gotta
Priorities.
True.
Truth.
He's not
Truth.
wrong.
Not at all.
He has to go put a shirt back on, get it clean, sew it back
then
together.
wash it because I got dirt on it.
Yeah.
Would you have gone home to do this?
Yes.
Or okay. Who else lives with you in your home?
Mom and Dad. I probably got smacked a little bit for ripping my my sleeve.
Okay. What do they do?
Don't know yet.
Don't know
Figure
yet.
that out later.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to say that while you are there and you are, sewing, one of your masters, or one of the masters of the local group for the Living Chronicle, comes by. He is an older gentleman, and he's actually blind, but most people have always kind of understood that he is extremely capable of finding his way around. And his name is going to be Arata. So he appears at your home and is, good morning, Guy.
Good morning, Narasha-sensei.
Do you have time?
Yes.
Just looking down at you and you're sewing.
Yes.
Please, come with me.
I am now shirtless, falling behind him.
You can get a shirt, or you can finish that up and meet me at my place.
I'm gonna go get another one.
The blind guy
Yes.
makes a comment about his shirt.
Yes.
Okay. Noted.
I believe it.
All right. You return, and you have your shirt on, and you start to move your way through the village, and he nods to people as he's walking alongside of you and steps out of the way when there are carts or other things coming through.
Still
And-
in awe in all this.
Yeah.
Just like jaw drop. Just like, how does he still keep managing to do this?
Great ears.
Mm-hmm. So,
His other senses are heightened.
my understanding is, even after you have studied now at the library and our temple, you still want to join the Living Chronicles. Yes? Oh,
I mean, yes. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have nodded.
I understand. Well, have you put much thought into what you would want for your first tattoo?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the tattoo.
Just like a really cool, like, badger.
Have a seat here with me. He motions over to, there's a standing wall there. And he just motions and has a seat. As a member of the Living Chronicle, if and when you join, I feel myself that the first tattoo that you take upon you will be very important. You see, our goal, our desire is to keep the history of our empire upon us. And I know that while you were in our temple, you saw that even after we are dead, our skin continues. The words and the things of our history cannot be destroyed. And so, while sometimes they are taken away because we decide that other stories are more important, stories continue through us. We are as much a part of the empire as it is a part of us. And the reason I want to bring this up is, honestly, and this is something I truly feel, is that your first tattoo, it should be on your mind first before it's on your skin. And so I think you should put some thought into it. What is it that you wish to have written on you first? Will it be, honestly, a piece of history? A sonnet? A tale? Something perhaps that has been lost? Fiction, even. These things do hold importance. He just nods and give it some thought. I pretty much hear through our channels that you will be elevated soon.
That sounds scary.
Not really. But all things considered, it still will come down to also approval from your master Akakage. Well, I am going to depart. Have a good day, guy. I hear good things.
Thank you, Arata-sensei.
And he moves on through the village. So, this said, your day kind of comes to an end of what you're expected to do. I mean, even as a young child working in a business, there's a point where your parents are even like, yeah, why don't you get out of our hair for a bit? And so...
That's very unlike my parents. It's not accurate.
I am the model child.
It's not accurate at all.
So, where does this group all meet? Where do you go? Do you, giving y'all a couple ideas, would y'all go to the hilltop? Or do you think that you would go instead to Alista Lake?
Well, I think it's kind of fun to go to Lookout Point and wait for the older kids to show up late at night and then jump out of the bushes and scare them.
You and your hey ghillie suit.
Yeah,
No one sees me coming.
I could get down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably go up there.
Sure.
Okay.
Cause some mischief. Why not?
We need a Danketsu version of like Ramune.
Oh, like Ramune Soda?
Yeah. Need something.
Yep. Well, it's probably going to be one of those little jugs with the cork that you just pop off the top of it.
We haven't done carbonation yet.
No.
I'll bring those because we probably sell them.
Yeah, probably. What do you think the herbs
In fact, I
or
know we sell them.
spices would be in it?
Well, I don't think we make them. I think that's something that I order. I order for the store.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on the order for Dad to order, and but it just comes to me.
Okay.
Gosh, it almost sounds like work.
Almost. Almost. I don't do that.
Of course not.
So you all arrive up there. Is there anything in particular that you think your group would do? Any games you would play, or is it just you've done your work for the day and you just hang out for a bit?
Does anyone want to spar?
I'm not a fight. I told you, Chet. I don't fight. I just.
Yeah, the more you do it, though, the better you'll get.
Can you be chill for like 2 minutes?
This is how I chill. I am nothing but chill.
I bet Camu is open to sparring.
Yeah, he'll probably spar you.
All right, I'll fight a dog.
Do we need to fight? Can we just play a game of Go?
I'm up for that.
Yay!
Can you like rattle it in the mic for ASMR?
There we go. Nice. Yes.
I'm gonna be like hanging from like a limb on the tree, like upside down, watching all of this.
I'm just gonna I have my little cloak and my hat on. I just sit down and just become a pile.
Just become a dirt pile.
Okay.
Nice.
While you're up there on the hilltop, instead of, anyone else that you might have been waiting for, any of the older teens or anything, we're going to go ahead and say that instead one of your rivals appears.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so who has their rivals picked out?
I do.
I do.
My rival is a man. It's an old man.
It's an old man.
I don't think it's an old man, but it's an older man.
Same with mine.
Yeah, mine is an art forger.
I can't remember exactly what they do.
All right.
My rival is Koga Harui, and he is a fighter.
Nice.
Red versus blue.
So that's Koga Harui.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that he shows up out there. And striding up to their group is just like...
Trouble incoming.
So...
I try to ignore and I make my move.
I see the rejects are all found a way to get away from whatever jobs or responsibilities they had.
Yeah, by finishing them.
I'm not here. I'm
Right.
just a file.
Is he older than us? Is he one of the older kids, or is he
Probably,
our age?
probably about a year or
Is
two
he in
older.
our class? Okay.
Chet.
Koga.
So, I hear you're still trying to join one of the clans.
What of it?
You think anybody actually would want to take you in?
Yeah. Over you. Any day.
I'm already on my final... What about you? Have you even started?
Have I even started?
No.
Don't listen to him, Chet. This village takes in everybody. We are a ninja village. We're going to end up in a clan. That's the way this works.
Not always. Especially not for trainees like you under Akakage.
I forgot. Your mom didn't make it in.
Ooh. You do hear that from the pile.
The mountain ooze.
He is going to try to strike you.
Okay.
Oh, can I know we don't have dynamic actions right now, but can I dynamic action?
You know what?
interrupt?
If you
Can
want
I-
to interrupt, I will allow an interrupt.
I want to interrupt and get in front of it and block it.
Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll roll against it really quick. So you are going to try and block. He is going to try to strike. Remember that he is your rival, and therefore you suffer penalty.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
You might want to double check what the penalty is, but you said he was a fighter, so more than likely it's going to be a penalty to your fighting. So,
I will need the book.
yeah.
Is that in the rival section?
It'll be in the rival section for that clan.
They're already on the clans page. So let me see this book real quick.
I just read the description of what my rival is and what have I done to myself?
So what is their associated skill?
So their associated skill is fighting.
Yep. And so you're going to take a penalty of 1.
Okay.
That's
Just
so
to my
thematic, though.
fighting.
Yes.
All right.
It's so thematic.
The dogs are sparring.
Yeah.
Okay.
As is appropriate.
So what do I roll for my block? 'Cause what does his strike look like?
His strike is kind of a little bit wild because he's more insulted by what was said. And so this is, for him, it was just like, reaching back with some fighting and might. So he's just like, ugh.
So like
And-
a haymaker kind of a thing?
Yeah. So
So what I would try to do, jump between them,
That's a good
catch the
nickname for you.
punch.
It's a good nickname for you.
With like,
Haymaker. Sorry.
Sorry, I was reading.
Seeing the punch coming, jumping in to intercept it before it happens. I would imagine, and then using my own fighting knowledge to be able to like grab the fist out of the air. I would like to ask if I can use perception and fighting for this particular skill.
perception and fighting, absolutely.
All right. So that's 3 for perception, and it's only going to be 4 for fighting.
Only. So what, you're at 7?
Yeah. Oh. Hee. That's 3 10s.
Wow.
And 2 8s.
Whoa, nice.
I feel thunder.
I really don't like it when people threaten my friends.
All right. So what is your total
friends.
score?
So my total score is 8.
8.
Nice.
Okay. So they rolled 3. Now, what happens is that in this game, there's this thing called raises. And that is any time that you exceed a goal of a roll by 3. So, not raises, boosts. So, things that you can do with boosts. We'll have to do a little bit of modeling it to the situation, but listing it out. You could almost do additional targets, bonus damage, and I'm reading off all the different ones that apply, that can be applied with boosts.
Okay.
Bonus. Let's see. There we go. Bonus info, heightened effect. You can add karma to your karma pool. You can get a streak bonus, like basically set up for another action getting a bonus. You can do something with style. You can do something as a time crunch. You could, since you rolled, in this situation, if you wanted to do time crunch, you could grab the fist before it even was thrown. You could have grabbed it while they were pulling it back. That's how quick you moved in. Or a weapon effect, but you're not really using a weapon in this situation.
Okay. So I don't want to do the time crunch because the way I want it to look is like, he's going in to punch my friend, which I don't like.
Yeah.
And so I'm just all of a sudden there catching the punch. I'm like between them. Would I be able to? So explain style. Explain like what this game's means by that.
Style. So reading directly from the text, the ninja completes the task with a flourish that people notice. If performing for a crowd, this may gain their favor. So it's basically doing something to an extent that it has an emotional effect.
Okay, so as far as I know, it's just us here, but in character,
You could be impressing us, though.
I pick style.
Yeah. Okay.
So not only do it's I have that same stern face that I had when I was staring down our teacher.
Okay.
Nice.
And I just I catch his fist.
Okay.
And I hold it, right? So if he tries to pull it back, it's there.
Yeah.
And I'll say to him, if you want to start a fight, you better be prepared to lose.
Ooh! You hear from up in the tree?
I make my move.
I suggest you leave now.
He looks at you, and just the eyes start to. There's that feeling in the air of this is going to brew into something else, and it's then that you feel something down near your shoe.
Okay.
You look down.
Sorry.
And
I don't want to break eye contact.
Just with one eye.
Okay.
Can one eye go down?
Can I see it?
Yeah. There is what appears to be a rake that just is sticking between. Imagine he's standing there, and this rake seems to have come out from nowhere behind him, and it touches your foot briefly, and then yanks backwards very rapidly. And this guy kind of cartwheels in the air and slams into the ground.
Good.
Standing there now holding the rake, you see the gardener from the temple.
So I definitely impressed that guy and got him on my side.
Yeah. You know there will be no fighting without an official duel. Ever. That is the rule of the Lotus Coalition and of this village. You should be ashamed. And the guy that you're fighting, Koga, stands up really angry and turns to face him. But the rake is still under him with the gardener holding it. And the guy, he's like, who did that? And the gardener just releases the rake from his hand, and the bar slams directly into his face. And he falls down again. I'm not finished. is there going to be an official duel? And Koga Harui looks up at him and says, of course there's going to be. He looks down and says, too bad. So, Akakage has called for a training trip for the group of you. So, overhearing this, I offered to come and get you all, and I'm glad I did, before this developed into something worse. So, you'll need to go, get your things together, because you will be traveling to the Triumph province. It's quite a trip. I wonder what he's got planned for you. And Koga Harui stands up, angry. What do you think you're doing? You can't interfere like this. Oh,
Pretty sure you can, boss.
Did I hurt you? Hurt me? You think you could hurt me? And he yells over his back and says, Gio, I think this man is in need of some adjustment. And you see a nun start to come up the hill.
Uh-oh, it's the nunchucks.
Everybody scram.
This nun, for those of you who aren't aware, she is muscular. She is ripped. In fact, if you were to compare her style to any anime out there, you would probably say that she could be a main character on JoJo.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, that early JoJo.
Oh,
vibe.
no.
Like parts
How
1
many
through
packs?
3 or like parts 4 through 8.
We're talking like her neck is probably bigger around than her head.
Cool.
12-pack, 24-pack,
Straight to
48-pack. What are we looking at here?
But she comes up and says, he will be adjusted. Picks him up and throws him over her shoulder and starts to walk down the hill.
I see what clan you're from.
Everybody's just...
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
I don't have to.
I want to know the answer to
It
that,
doesn't
though.
have to make sense.
That's just gotta rile them up.
I just gotta say it.
There you go. Well,
I gain karma for complete inaccurate information. But
Oh,
that's useful. It's useful because it made him mad.
awesome. Well, I actually feel like this is a good point to go ahead and pause our game for the evening. We've got a few minutes left beforehand, but I think that next session, what I would like to do is we will go ahead and do the travel to the Triumph District. We'll go ahead and show you all how the travel rules work and find out what exactly it is that your master has in store for you, which probably will involve, combat and treachery and ninja stuff.
Ooh.
All
Sorry,
right.
Hazel is just whining away.
Yeah, of course.
She's gotta go.
So before we go, really quick, we'll go ahead and...
Yeah, we do have a few thank yous.
Yeah, definitely have a few thank yous to go out there. Roxy, you want to go over those really quick?
Yeah, so I don't remember what you mentioned at the beginning of the show or if you even did, but we do want to thank, of course, Third Eye Games for all the assets and stuff that they provided us. And Todd, who developed our logo, is their marketing director, or
I believe so.
he's
Something
somebody
along those-
important with Third
Yeah.
Eye Games. I don't remember the title off the top of my head, Todd. I'm sorry, but we want to thank them for supporting the stream and shouting us out and retweeting our tweets and on Facebook and everything like that. They've been super cool. John is part of their Oracle program, has been for a few years now.
Well, since they started up the Oracle
the Oracle program. So we have a lot of love for Third Eye Games and the games that Eloy LaSanta puts out. So thank you guys for supporting the stream and supporting our endeavor to give it to more people. We also want to thank the shop that 4 out of 6 of us at the table work for, Space Cadets Gaming in Oak Ridge, North Texas. They are our sponsors. Justine, Sam, and I both work in the gaming. For Space Cadets Gaming, there's also Space Cadets Collection that is comic books, and Steven is their warehouse manager over there. So
I definitely think, though, shouting that out, we definitely need to be sure to say thank you to...
Yeah, and we're also, because Toan is here, and he is an assistant manager at another game store here in the Houston area, Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Comics and Fantasy. So, and he comes and plays Keyforge with us, and that's how we met. And but yeah, we're all gamers, and we're all local to the Houston area. So if you're in this area and happen to be watching, please come find us. We love to play games with people. Find us in a nice way. We are on the social medias. You can find me at Rooworks, ROOWERKS, on everything: Instagram, Twitter, even Facebook. Papin, do you want to shout out your Insta?
Yeah, you can find me at Papin_Steven. That's PAPIN_Steven with a PH.
Yep.
On Instagram.
And Justine?
You can find me at Twitter at Miss Scribbles. That's MZCRIBBLZ.
Yep. And she is our artist, so you see the character artwork that's underneath or by our names. And underneath us, that is all done by Justine, and she's probably going to be opening a merch shop pretty soon for Growing Shadows and Ninja Funnery. So,
Funnery.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
So, Sam, where can people find you?
On Facebook, by my name,
Sammy.
Sammy Wegner.
That's the only place he is. No Insta, no Twitter. So if you wanna roll hate, you just got to do it through the Facebooks.
Oh, thank you.
No, no, just it's all good stuff. And Toan, where can we find you? Nowhere.
Do you want to be found?
Yeah, he may not want to be found, and that's
True.
totally cool too.
I would rather not, but
Okay,
you can always message the Dragon's Lair store. I am the one that answers any tweets and or messages sent to the Dragon's Lair Facebook page. So
Okay, fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, and we do have a Growing Shadows Facebook page, so you can please interact with us there. And then, of course, John, you can find him at
Passionerdly.
Passionerdly.
Pretty much anywhere on the internet at Passionerdly. With everything that we're shouting out at this point, I definitely want to do two last ones.
Yeah.
I want to, because Todd Crapper was amazing and helped us with the logo and just has been such a great support with everything. I definitely want to shout out him, well, much like Roxy did, but I want to also be sure to shout out, he has a zine that is going to be coming out called The World's Greatest Role-Playing Game. It's a 5e zine that he has, that he's a part of the direction of, and definitely want to shout that out and say, go look it up, track it down, enjoy. And on top of that, again, I want to reiterate that if you're interested in Ninja Crusade and this game, again, there is the charity through Drive-Thru RPG that is taking place right now called Fight Fire with Games. In the fantasy section of that bundle, which is a really inexpensive bundle, I think it's a $29 bundle that gets you a whole lot of games, which is the cost of this game by itself. So you're getting a whole lot of games, and you'll get access to the Ninja Crusade 2nd Edition game, and all the proceeds are going to be going to helping with the fighting the forest fire and all the effects of what's happening in Australia. I've always been a big believer in gamers uniting and doing things for charity ever since back in when almost 20 years ago joined the Camarilla. I loved the idea that gamers can do great things and do blood drives and do all that. So the opportunity for us to do something and contribute is huge. So please, go out,
play
support.
games, do good.
Yeah.
One last thing, I do want to shout out another Twitch channel that does host us when we go live here on Quiett Gentleman Entertainment, and that is Night Fury 8583. They have a weekly D&D 5th edition actual play that called Dicey Adventures, and I believe Tales of Tolarian might be also one of the titles. I can't remember. I think it's going by Dicey Adventures now, but check them out when they go live. We always shout them out and would like to give them a follow. And then, we'll be back. Not this crew will be back next week, but next Thursday we'll be back with Call of Cthulhu 7th edition with the illuminated page. So check us out there.
Yep. And so, 2 weeks, we will be back with our next adventure. And we really hope that you enjoy this look at Ninja Crusade, how this game plays, and all the hijinks you can get involved in. All right. Well, I think that's a good point to put it. So, good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night.